are predominantly black. And it seems like the police chiefs and the mayors and all these other people that are black don't want to really commit to solving the problem, because the problem are other black people. And they take that into consideration when they want to or don't want to enforce the laws. You get DAs and police chiefs and mayors, prosecutors, all these people, when they appoint black people to these very powerful positions, and the main people that they have to deal with are black, especially young black men, they just don't want to do what needs to be done. And the cities end up just being worse and worse criminal shitholes. You need someone who's going to do the job. And if that's a white person, then it's a fucking white person. If it's an Asian person, it's Asian. But if you get a black person in there, and I don't know of any black people in these positions of power that don't have some chip on their shoulder as to how blacks have been treated and how they need to change things because blacks have been treated unfairly in the judicial system and with law enforcement. And then you see the net result of this policy: more crime, more fucking unbelievable shit behavior. Yeah, here he is, Chicago Mayor Johnson. He's literally blaming Richard Milhouse Nixon. Richard Nixon for the ills of Chicago's crime and all of the murders of young black people in Chicago by other young black people. Let's listen to this idiot.
So we cut off the pipeline of boys between the ages of 10 and 19 being either victims or the perpetrators. So
a little bit.
It is personal.
Well, I hear it. I hear audio.
So we cut off
the
pipeline of boys between the ages of 10 and 19 being either victims or the perpetrators. So,
well,
So we cut off the pipeline.
By
we had
you.
a chance 60 years ago to get at the root causes, and people mocked President Johnson, and we ended up with Richard Nixon. I'm going to work hard every day to transform this city. That's what it takes to build a better, stronger, safer Chicago. And I need everybody to step up. So we cut off the pipeline.
No, you don't need someone to step up. You could ace that now. Yeah, you don't need someone to step up. You don't need to. You need to remedy the problem. You need to see what the problem is. You seem to know. You said young black men, Black Death. Yeah, it's other young black men doing it. They're the ones perpetrating the death on black people. Richard Nixon, we had a chance 60 years ago, but Richard Nixon, they laughed at President Johnson. President Johnson fucked the whole thing up with the civil rights bullshit. That's what fucked it up. Pre-civil rights movement, blacks were doing pretty well in this country. They seem to be behaving. They had jobs. After the civil rights movement, blacks were given a ticket, a free ride, welfare, the ability to get away with things, all of these programs where instead of doing what needed to be done, crime and punishment, there were all these programs that let them out. And now you end up in 2024, almost 25, where we are now. They're committing crimes. They're murdering people with virtual impunity. Anything below a murder is pretty much just looked at like nothing. Assault, robbery, rape. Murder, they'll try. Sometimes they won't. They'll let them go. But, and it's because of people like the mayor in Chicago. It's people like him that aren't doing the job, that are instructing the police not to go after these perpetrators, that have DAs the prosecutors in their courts that will not pursue these criminal cases against young black men. And what happens? You get more crime. You get worse crime because it emboldens the people that are doing it. Blacks know for fuck well that most of the crimes they commit will be met with impunity. Nothing. No one will do anything. Maybe a slap on the wrist, but not even that. They don't even go past arrest. They just let them go. They don't have to plea bargain down or anything. They get the arrest. They go, yeah, this guy, yeah, fuck it. Drop charges. That's what the vast majority of the cases are. And when they see that and others see it, and younger generations of blacks coming up see their older brothers and friends doing these things and not getting in trouble for it, what do? The same fucking thing. Now you got another generation of disasters on our hands to deal with. So these black people that are in positions of power are ineffective at dealing with this problem. And they keep trying to come up with some way. How do you think? Ignoring the people responsible for black crime doesn't work. I mean, you could see it. Crime, murder, they're sky high in these minority cities and minority-run cities. The one thing none of them want to try is saying there is a problem in our community with crime and violence. We need to hold those responsible, and that means the parents too. They need to be held responsible. Not blaming Richard Milhouse Nixon. You can't get results. I don't think some little fucking thug running into a gas station and shooting Haji and grabbing the contents of the register knows who Richard Milhouse Nixon is. Or more importantly, gives a flying fuck. So to evoke his name in why there's a problem with blacks murdering other blacks in your city, they just refuse to do the one thing that might actually work. Some discipline. And that's everywhere. They don't, schools. We've seen violence in schools that you couldn't imagine going to school and seeing that type of violence against the teachers, other students, the staff. It's unbelievable. And it's commonplace now in a lot of these inner city schools with a large minority, whatever you call it, students. They're the ones. That's the problem. And what do? They get rid of detention. They get rid of suspension, detention. They get rid of any kind of discipline for students acting poorly because they say they were putting more black people in detention and they were suspending more black people than any other race of people in the school. So they deemed that racist and stopped with any kind of discipline in the school. Instead of looking at it and saying, well, why? Are they? Is this just a racist school? And these black students are being well behaved and learning, and they're just pulling them out of class and putting them into detention or suspending them? If that was the case, of course, then I could see there's an issue. And maybe suspension and detention would have to be looked at. But this isn't what it is. The truth of the matter is, they are the ones committing the violence and the infractions in school that merit getting detention or suspended. Oh, it's all black people. Yeah, well, deal with it. Deal with black people then. Don't deal with the program that is here for discipline. But no, they pulled that away and it just got worse. It's worse now. They can't do anything with these kids. So, yeah, until they want to wake up and, really see what the problem is and want to address it, it'll just continue. And I've said this for years. It just goes on and on. It gets worse and worse, and no one wants to really address the problem. They're petrified. You won't get a white person doing it, that's for sure. But some of these black leaders, maybe you get one or two that pop out, and then they're just dubbed Uncle Toms and race traitors, and they get shit from the black community because they're just telling the truth. Hey, maybe it's us. Maybe we need to get our shit together. Oh, fuck you, white people. All right. Here's a good example of some of that crime that I was telling you about. Here's some African Americans. They're stealing something from a CVS. The doors lock. They then threaten the security guard with calling the police. They're going to call the police because security is touching them and has locked them in. So the security guard stops touching them and unlocks the doors. And they just laugh. This is the point we've gotten to. Watch this.
I might as well just put that down.
Who's opening his door?
What?
Open the door.
Or, all right, put that down.
Okay.
You go ahead and put it over there.
You have activated our
Don't
control.
Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. No, not on my kids. I'm
Oh, your kids away. Go call them. Call them. Call them.
You
Call
can't
them.
touch me though.
Call them then. Go ahead, call them.
Whoa.
Go ahead, put that down.
Y'all just went. I'm just
They're just laughing. They're laughing as they're stealing because they know this fucking guy can't do anything. Don't touch me. I swear on my kids, I'll call the police. You're stealing. You're robbing a store. I swear I'll call the police. And she means it. That wasn't a funny joke. She's looking at that guy like, I'll call the, like she absolutely believes she has the right to call the cops on this guy for touching her as she's stealing from the store. This is what you get. This is what all the tolerance and coddling and President Johnson, if you want to go back that far, has gotten us. Where they're now laughing at you. They laugh at you. That's the way the spook laughs. Yeah. They'll just laugh as they rob you. Because they know nothing is going to happen. That guy, the security guy, I bet he doesn't even call the cops. And if they did call the cops, what? Show them the video? The cop's going to go, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll keep our eye out for them. And next time they come in, if they come in again, you give us a call. There's nothing going on. That security guard should have been well within his rights to smash one of them across the kneecap and leave her writhing in pain on the floor, dropping her stolen booty. And if the other ones run, you interrogate her. Who are your friends? Are you not telling us? Wham! Another fucking kneecap. With this shit, don't touch you? Yeah, okay. She looked at him like, I'll call the police. I'll call the police. How do you not laugh at that? We are doomed unless this problem gets taken care of. This problem. It's not the drones. It's the problem with blacks that just have zero want or ability to live in a civil society, live in a trustworthy society where you could put merchandise on store shelves without them being under lock and key. How about that?